Operation status quo. Operation status quo. Prepare to engage. Operation status quo. Ready to engage. Operation status quo. Engaged. Engaged. Why am I laughing? I didn't even do anything yet. Isn't it better though to, when you're watching somebody on YouTube or something that they start off with a smile and a laugh a little bit? At least you're in, playful hands, right, ladies and gentlemen? That's what we do here on Operation Status Quo. It's about, I talk about it all the time. What is this space? It's a space of love and joy and togetherness, and not taking this crazy life out there so seriously, and doing what we can do on our own part, each and every one of us, each and every day, to be our best selves and live true to our hearts, and what resonates with us, and all that rigmarole, Hey-o. How we doing out there today, ladies and gentlemen? I am Pete Palma. I am your user-friendly host right here on Operation Status Quo. Of course, this is the space where we observe the status quo of life. We learn to flow with the status quo of life, and then we create our own flow of quo, because that's the only way to go. So what are you doing out there today to create your own flow of quo? You know how much I like to know, so leave it in the description box below. That's like a Dr. Seuss rhyme right there, huh? I should turn Operation Status Quo into like a children's book. So anyway, yeah. I don't know. I was just trying to think about anything. Sometimes like I come on and I say a couple little things before I get to the point, if there ever is a point in general. But I just hope I just want to give more applause. I just hope you're feeling good. I feel so good. I don't know why I feel so good. I shouldn't feel this good. I don't deserve it. That's not true. We all deserve to feel good. We should be our best selves all the time. That's what it's all about. That's what we talk about here on Operation Status Quo. So today, ladies and gentlemen, is the 23rd of January in the good year 2024. And today's program is entitled, Leave Me Alone. It's funny because I'm a very sociable person myself. I really enjoy talking to people. I'm generally not adverse to, getting into a conversation or something like that. But there are times, right, in life when you just kind of want to be left alone. Maybe you're having a bad day. Maybe you're feeling a little under the weather. Maybe you just got some things on your mind you're contemplating. You just want some space to reflect and know where you're going forward. But of course, in our society today, especially with the whole woke agenda and everything, we got a lot of people out there that take everything very personally, very personally, and everybody's a victim and they take it personally, right? So, sometimes if you kind of maybe give somebody the cold shoulder a little bit, they take offense. But, I would like to speak to people out there in general. If you're going to take offense to someone who gives you the cold shoulder, maybe look at it from their perspective. Maybe they just need a little bit of time to be left alone. It really depends on the relationship of the person, how well you know them and such, right? If you know somebody really well, you can tell if they're acting out of sorts. But if you don't know them so well, maybe you have no idea what the hell's going on. You just think they don't like you. But everybody likes everybody, because ultimately the world is just one big ball of love, ladies and gentlemen. But at the end of the day, we're all still, although we are all one cohesive energy as presented through Source. At the same time, we are in this physical embodiment. We are separate entities to a degree. You know what I'm trying to say? While we are embodied, we have this level of what we consider, what we label as separation. So sometimes we have to deal with our own, crap, right? So it's just the way it goes. But anyway, basically, no matter how sociable a person is, there are times when they want to be left alone and have their space, right? So let's be mindful of each other as a society out there. And I'll just say this before I get into it, because I have some information here, obviously, as I do from time to time, to give you some examples of signs, as it were, that a person wants to be left alone. But in general, again, I talk about this all the time here on Operation Status Quo, to remember, that we are all one energy, and we all have beautiful gifts to share and such, and we should encourage each other and not judge each other. And, instead of like the way the world is today, where we just judge and point fingers and go, ha ha, I'm better than you, because at least I didn't do that. We go the other way. We encourage each other to try to be their best selves, and bring out the best within, even when somebody's down. Maybe try to give them a little pick me up and make them feel better. But at the same time, there are times when people want to be left alone. And our world today, is a little bit messed up, especially in some of our socialization behaviors and procedures and whatnot, because everyone is so confused, especially the younger generations that have just been raised with a, this little device in their hands all the time. They're not really quite aware of what it is to be a social person and actually interact with a human, be a critical listener, an active listener, be able to reflect back, and with their expressing to you so that they realize that they're understood, right? There's a whole, gamut to it. But at the end of the day, there are people that want to be left alone, and the time does come. And why and how do we know when someone wants to be left alone? All right, let's get into it, because I don't know where the heck I'm going. I'm rambling all over the place. The energy just comes out of me. I don't know if it's the energy from the camera and the microphone, like the vibrations that they just draw me in and make me, they get me all excited and pepped up over here. Okay, so here's some signs, ladies and gentlemen, for you to be aware of that a person wants to be left alone. So this way, when you encounter this, you don't have to take it personally. They just want to be left alone, unless they're just using these things because they don't particularly want to talk to you. But, that's for you to decipher in each individual situation. So first on the list is they give short one-word answers. Understand? Huh? Understand? So they just give quick one-word answers. When someone is consistently responding with yeah or no or uh-huh and nothing more, it's a clear sign they're not looking to chat. It's not just being concise. It's a way of shutting down the conversation. They're not trying to be rude. They just want to be left alone. These brief responses are their way of signaling that they're not open to a longer discussion without outright saying it. And I think sometimes you should say it. I'll give an example like this. Sometimes if I go for my walk or something, I'm very sociable with my neighbors, so I see people, and, it's something, I always say hello and stuff, and once in a while I'll stop and have a little bit of conversation, but, a lot of times, I'm walking, right, so my blood's flowing, I'm getting out there, I'm feeling good, so, I don't necessarily want to stop and start chit-chatting for 20 minutes. I'm there I'm outside to, keep the body moving, So I will just kind of like, yeah, but I'll kind of just keep walking a little bit sometimes. Like, well, and honestly, I'll say, so I apologize. I really have to, I got an appointment today, or I got a schedule I've got to keep today, and I got to keep moving. I can't stop, but I'll catch you next time, try to be, I don't think you should, like, how they're saying here, just give one word answer. Sometimes you have to do that. You get some of those people that just start talking to you. They won't stop talking. They just keep, and you're like, oh my God, how did I get into the conversation with this kookadoo, And so you just go, yeah. And you start like, yeah. Just start like looking at the sky to see if they can get any kind of clue that you're not interested in talking. And here you go. Number 2 on the list. They avoid making eye contact. Eye contact is a basic part of human interaction. So when someone deliberately avoids it, it's a strong signal they're not interested in engaging. They might look past you, down at their phone, or anywhere but your eyes. This avoidance is a nonverbal cue that they're not in the mood for conversation or social interaction. So do you ever get that? It's like, oh yeah, right. Oh, no, I want to hear everything you got to say. I just keep on talking. I'm just going to walk this way. It's like, yeah, no problem. All right, number 3 on the list. They make it a point to say how much they value their alone time. When you're talking to somebody and they tell you how much they value being alone, I don't know, it might almost be a little bit insulting, right? It's like, geez, my conversation is so horrible to this person that they'd rather be all alone by themselves with no social interaction whatsoever. But of course, it's important to spend time on your own. But if someone goes out of their way to go on and on about how much they prefer it, they may be overcompensating. So you'll want to. This is some other information about other advice, but yeah, you might want to look into it. Let's see. And in case if it's the case that it's something you do yourself, you'll want to. Then they talk about going to another website. Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have read all that part. But yeah, basically, if they go on and on about how much they enjoy their alone time, sometimes I mean, the truth is, I really do enjoy being alone overall. I have no problem with it because when you think about it, it's the true freedom, to be alone. If you have people in your life, no matter what, even if they're friends or anybody you have to deal with, drags you into somebody else's world almost, right? So the more that you're totally alone is really a step closer to ultimate freedom. Although, that's not practical overall, but I'm just trying to say, if you think about it, it's like, it makes sense. But yeah, can you imagine that? It's like, you're like, somebody say, hey, I really enjoy talking to you. What do you think? You want to go out and, grab a drink or something to eat sometime? Maybe, take a ride, go to the beach. I just really value my alone time. In other words, please don't ever ask me to do anything again. I'm really not interested in your company. All right. They're engrossed in other things while you're talking to them. If they're more focused on their phone, a book, or a laptop than they are on your conversation, it's a sign they want to be left alone. They're essentially choosing to engage with something else over interacting with you. Yeah, they're saying it's not just multitasking. It's an intentional choice to direct their attention elsewhere, signaling their lack of interest in the conversation. So I always find that to be pretty rude overall. Like, people are just so with their phones. You can't almost tell the difference. Sometimes people are talking to you, but they still keep looking at their phones because they're just so addicted to the phone. I've said this before, if I'm going out with people, my phone will be down like this, like on a table, maybe if I'm out at a dinner or something, or it's in my pocket, or it's in the car, one place or the other, when somebody's like, oh yeah, so tell me more. How's your mom doing again? Uh-huh. So now you're combining two. Now you're giving one word answers and looking at your phone. So isn't that a rude thing though? I think that's kind of all this stuff. I get it. People have body do these different, because the next one on the list says their body language is super closed off. People may use body language. People may be distant and look off in a distance. People may give short answers. But you know what I think the ultimate truth is? Why not just be honest? Why not say, listen, I don't mean it. I'm not trying to be rude, and it's nothing personal. I really just don't want to talk right now, and I want to be on my own. And, any conversation that I'm having right now is making me very anxious and upset. And if we continue to have this conversation, unfortunately, my anger and level of upsetness is going to be reflected and directed at you, and I don't want that to happen. So for God's sake, please just get the hell out of here, because I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore. Stop talking to me and leave me alone. Don't you understand? Don't you hear it? It's in my brain. It's in my brain. Hey-o. Are you guys having fun? I mean, let me know in the comments. I mean, come on. This is fun. Aren't we having fun here on Operation Status Quo? You guys go on YouTube and watch all these serious people talk about serious stuff all the time, and what day the economy is going to crash, and what day the nuke is going to go off, and how many cans of beans you should have in the cabinet to keep you safe when the whole shipping system shuts down. But you don't get that here on Operation Status Quo, do you? No, we get lots of fun and laughter and jovial behaviors. So their body language is super closed off. I mean, that speaks for itself. If somebody's sitting there like, and they're trying, so how you doing? And maybe they peek a little bit. Huh? And they peek over here. Maybe that tells you that I'm watching it back on the video. Guys, I'm watching it back on the video, the way I peeked around the thing. That's funny. Come on, click like, subscribe, and share this out to your friends and your family. What are we doing here on Operation Status Quo? All right, here we go. They put their headphones on or in, either put their earbuds in or put headphones on. I have headphones on now, but it's really just for the show. It does not mean that I'm closed off, and it does not mean that I don't want to talk to you. I do want to talk to you. I would love for you to drop your comments in the chat. Headphones are the universal sign for do not disturb. If someone puts them on, especially if you're mid-conversation, it's a clear indicator they're looking to disengage. I mean, look, they even say it's more than just enjoying music or a podcast. It's a signal that they're choosing to tune out the world around them, including you. I mean, if you're literally talking to somebody, like, I'm having a conversation with you. Oh, yeah, so tell me more. Tell me more about how much you dislike your spouse. Uh-huh. Oh, and the dog crapped on the floor again, right? Yeah. No, keep talking. Sure. No, keep talking. I'm listening. What? I'm sorry. No, I got you. Your mother-in-law, what? Oh my gosh. I mean, if you're literally talking to somebody and they stick earbuds in while they're looking at you, I mean, that's pretty clear signal. I wouldn't even have to, I'm sorry, sir. Is there a problem? Do you have some sort of mental problem that you would put your earbuds in while don't you understand? I'm still talking to you. Hello, I'm talking to you. Take the damn things out of your ears. Hello. So let's see. They keep checking the time. When someone frequently glances at their watch or phone for the time, it's not just because they have somewhere to be. It's a sign you're looking for an escape route from the conversation. This repeated time checking is a subtle hint that they're eager to wrap up the interaction and move on. People just, yeah. No. I mean, no, obviously I got nothing to do. Time's just ticking away here. I got nothing to do but listen to you go on and on and on about all the crap that don't make sense. Huh? How many vaccines did you get? What? You're wearing a mask today? What's going on? Tell me.
Heyo.
Okay. How we doing? Are you feeling good out there, ladies and gentlemen? Let's see. We keep checking time. We got a few more of these, so stick with me. We're having a good time here today on Operation Status Quo. What are you doing out there to create your own flow of quo? Don't you understand this world is a playground? It's all out there for you to engage in with however you want to do it. All you got to do is do it without fear. Let go of the fear. That's what they want. They want you in fear, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's see. Their conversations are full of excuses. If every chat is peppered with excuses like I'm really swamped right now or I've got a ton on my plate, take the hint. They're not just sharing their busy schedule. They're subtly telling you they don't have space for a conversation. These excuses are a way of signaling they're not available for a chat without directly saying it. And again, why not just directly say it? I apologize. I'm not trying to be rude. I have to go. Do you understand? I mean, I know you want to keep talking. I appreciate everything you're saying. I think you're a great person. I love you. Believe me, I love you. But could you just shut the bleep up and let me go? Because I got crap to do. I don't understand why make excuses. Just be honest. You don't have to even be rude. Seriously, I got to go. Like I said in the beginning, sometimes I go on my walk. I go, I apologize. I really got to keep moving today. And that's it. So I'll catch up with you next time. What's the big deal? Just be honest. Why? Everybody's so sensitive. You can't even tell people the truth. Just tell people the truth. Why we don't have to do signaling and give little hints. Just tell people the truth. I don't like you. They mention needing time for themselves. So if people say they need time for themselves, it's pretty much letting you know that they don't want to talk, right? I mean, when someone brings up that their need for me time or a break, they're not just making small talk. Of course not. They're trying to tell you, get away from me and leave me alone. They're openly expressing a desire for solitude. This isn't about rejecting your company. It's about their need for personal space. Well, it might be about rejecting your company. It really depends on who it is. I mean, sometimes you see certain people, you're like, oh, I don't want to engage with them. Or I mean, let's be honest. Not everybody is best friends, right? Some people don't jive with other people. It's not a bad thing. We're just on different paths and we're different frequencies of energy and such. So sometimes, it's just not all going to align. And if you see a person and you know that it doesn't resonate well when you do engage with them, so, you don't have to be rude. You don't have to hate them. You don't have to shun them. You can wave, hello, be good morning. And that's it. We know that we don't really talk because when I talk to you, it turns into a total catastrophe. There's one neighbor that I talk to when I pass by and he just starts talking and talking. I've done this before where I keep taking steps, down the street to keep going, and he just keeps talking and I say things. It doesn't really resonate with what I'm saying or respond back necessarily what I'm saying. He just keeps saying things he wants to say. So, but it's okay. I realize too, I'm a man of the people. I talk about this all the time and I really don't mind sometimes. I understand that people want to be heard and feel like they need validation. I can sense all that, so, when I see a person just trying to talk, I get it. Like they're just trying, they just want to be heard a little bit. So I give them a little bit of time. I got one neighbor. It's so funny. Even today, I see this guy regularly and sometimes I'll pass by him, say good morning and he'll barely look up. He won't even look up or he's walking his dog and doesn't really say anything. And then other times like today, I'm walking and he saw me first. And he's like, hey, good morning. How you doing? I'm like, me? I mean, I just saw you yesterday and you looked past me like I was a jerk for trying to say hello. Now you want to be my buddy? We're buddies now? All right, no problem. We can be buddies now. But it's funny how people are, right? Now, sometimes I would take the way I am. I'm like, oh, well, this guy, I see him every day. Why he looks past me, he doesn't even want to say hello. Okay, well, and then today he's the opposite. So I realize it's not me. This guy's a schizophrenic, multiple personality, bipolar, whatever's going on. But that's okay. That's okay because, like I said, everybody needs to be heard a little bit, and I love hearing people. And I love hearing you. I love hearing from you. So leave comments in the comments and let me know what you think out there today on Operation Status Quo. They don't initiate conversations. If you're always the one starting conversations and they never seem to reciprocate, that's a sign. They're not playing hard to get. They might simply not want to engage and move in more conversations than necessary. Their lack of initiation is a passive way of indicating they prefer to be left alone. I mean, it's pretty much speaks for itself. If somebody doesn't want to talk, or even when I say good morning, I can tell people who want to give an extra hello and other people who really don't want to be involved, and that's fine. Then some people don't want to talk, and that's great. I'm a stranger. Who's this stranger saying hello? What kind of crazy world is it where just a stranger says hello and good morning to somebody? It's perplexing. I can't wrap my brain around it. Let's see. Their responses are non-committal. Responses like maybe, I guess, or we'll see are not just indecisiveness. They're non-committal for a reason. If they're not giving you clear answers, it's likely because they're trying to avoid getting drawn into a deeper conversation or making plans they're not interested in. Yeah, I can understand that one a little bit, because sometimes, you meet people and they want to hang out and you're always like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Like, never. So yeah, let me check my schedule and get back to you and see. I think aliens are supposed to land tomorrow, so I might be consumed with that, and we'll look into it. All right. All right. They seem tired or keep mentioning how exhausted they are. They're probably exhausted from listening to you continually coming at them with conversation that they don't want to have. So they're trying, I'm so tired right now. I swear to God, if I just hear 2 more words out of your mouth, I'm going to fall asleep. I'm going to collapse right here in the street and fall asleep. So please let me go. I need to find the pillow immediately. Usually if if they talk about how tired and drained they are, they just, it's a polite way of saying they're not in the mood for socializing. Well, if you're not in the mood for socializing, why are you going out and being involved in a situation where you have to socialize? I mean, you go to the grocery store, you don't really have to socialize. You say hello to the cashier or something, or maybe the person behind the fish counter or whatever, somebody stocking vegetables. How you doing? But you're not going to sit there for a 3-hour conversation, right? All right, the last one on the list here, ladies and gentlemen, they physically distance themselves. If they're stepping back, leaning away. Yeah, if they're like, oh, yeah, how you doing? Oh, a little conversation. Yeah, no, I want to talk. Let's talk. No, let's keep talking, please. Like, we just keep on talking. If we could, I keep talking. If they're running away from you, people, if they're running away from you, it's probably a pretty good indicator that they're not much interested in talking. Can you imagine, like, they're stepping back, leaning away, positioning themselves in a noticeable distance. It's like, I need space. Get out of my space, for God's sake. You're killing me. So there you have it today, ladies and gentlemen, on Operation Status Quo. Leave me alone. And some signs for you to recognize in social situations when someone may be asking for just that. Please leave me alone before I have to wring your neck. I don't want to do that, because I'm all about love and joy, but you're really pushing my buttons. How about you? How much time do you like being alone? How much time do you like socializing? But it's funny. It's all subjective, right? Because sometimes you're in the mood to socialize more. It just really depends on what's going on. Sometimes you're in the course of your day and you have to get a couple things done. You don't have time to chit chat. It just really depends on what's happening. But be mindful. On the one side, be honest with people. I would say, if you really need some time or whatever, just tell people. But I apologize. I'm just I'm busy right now, or, if you're on the other side, don't take it personally if someone's not interested in talking to you or kind of blows you off, because people have their own crap going on and you don't know. I mean, you're trying to maybe just try to be nice and friendly, but everybody's in a different space. So, it's got to go both ways. We got to work together. That's what it's all about here on Operation Status Quo, observing the world out there, learning how to flow with it, and then creating our own world, right? So we all got to flow with what's going on, and we just have to be honest with ourselves, not take anything personal, right? It's not about us. Let go of the ego, ladies and gentlemen. Let go of the ego. So that's what I have for you here today on Operation Status Quo. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't done so already, please, what are you waiting for? Take the time, like, subscribe, share, send this out to your friends, your family, those you love, and of course, those you despise as well. As you well know, I love each and every one of you out there, individually as well as a group. God bless you, and until tomorrow, Operation Status Quo, disengaged.
part of 10 short blocks.